Hello and welcome to D Rose Lifestyle Channel. I'm D Rose, and I have to tell you, I'm hitting quite the milestone on Sunday. I'm turning 24 years old. I think I've learned a lot of things here on Earth in my 24 years, and I want to share them with you. I've seen this tag going around YouTube, which is whatever your age is, whatever you're turning, you do that many things that you've learned in those years. So today I'm doing 24 things that I learned in 24 years, and that's coming at you right now here on D Rose Lifestyle Channel. As I was thinking about all the things that I could say in this video, I came up with a lot more than 24 things, but I tried to condense them down so the list wasn't too exhausting, and so it really was the things that mean a lot in my life and I think could really bring value to your life as well. So let's get started on this lengthy list. I'll try to keep it short. So my first grouping of tips has to do with family. Now, I grew up in a family with 6 kids. My dad had a small business, my mom was a stay-at-home mom, and we had no money. So we knew that we had to be a group, we had to be together, we had to support each other if we were going to survive. So my first tip is family first. I know that my brothers, my sister, my mom, my dad, they would give their life for me, and I would do the same for them. We are always supporting each other, always having each other's back, because really, if your family doesn't have your back, who is going to have it in the end? The second thing I've learned is to be kind and treat people how you want to be treated. That is the golden rule after all. We hear it all the time, but I don't think we necessarily take it to heart. With my family, my sister has special needs. Did I treat her any differently than I treated my brothers or my mom or my dad? No, because we all just grew up and we didn't care. And I think growing up with a sister with special needs and having her be my best friend, I mean, Nicole still is my go-to person that I tell everything in life. I think that just made me more understanding and really see all people as the same. Seeing people as the same is very important because we are quick to judge. We are quick to ignore people that we don't want to talk to or maybe we don't think we get along with. And we're quick to just brush things we don't want to deal with under the rug. Having a sister with special needs, I took to heart the differences that there are in people, how everyone has different ways to express feelings. Everyone has different ways they learn, different ways that they talk, different ways that we're going to communicate with each other. I think it also made me realize that everyone has different challenges, so we don't want to be overly critical or overly mean to someone because you don't want someone to treat you that way. So to just be nice, be kind, and just treat everyone really well, that is the way to have a great life and also influence the people around you and let them live good lives as well. Reason 3 is one I think we all need to open our ears to, and we all don't follow it at all times. I know that I have had times in my life that I didn't follow this either, but it is to respect your parents. Your parents give their lives to you. You know, my dad worked multiple jobs to raise us. My mom stayed at home. She could have been a teacher, she could have been a dental hygienist, but no, she stayed home. She raised us kids. She's given her whole life to basically taking care of my sister. My dad was such a hard worker, still is today, still working. You know, he's in his 60s and he's still working. And it's because our parents love us. So respect your parents. Treat your parents how they deserve to be treated because they are there for you. Your parents love you and your parents want to see you do the best that you can. So respect them by saying thank you, by saying you love them, giving them a call once a week at least, and, you know, visiting them, letting them be a part of your life in adulthood. Don't forget about them because your parents don't forget about you. Trust me, my mom calls me very, very often, reminds me that, you know, she loves me, that she's going to be there for me. And my parents still do great grand gestures of kindness towards me. And I want to do that towards them. You know, I want to always be there for my parents because I know they're always going to be there for me. And that flows right into number 4. Number 4 is love and respect your siblings. Like I said, I would give my life for my siblings. My siblings have basically almost given their lives for me. They've lent me money, they've lent me their cars, they've lent me their time. I mean, I have a house and it would not be nearly finished if my brothers wouldn't have come and ripped up floors. My mom and my sister were out there in the yard, you know, taking all the weeds out, and they painted my house. I mean, they have done so much for me and my husband, and they love doing it. You know, they don't even expect a thank you. They don't expect anything in return. They offer to pay for dinner after these days of them spending 10 hours fixing up our house, and it's just because they're great people, you know? Having a family that's so great is just something that I am blessed. I mean, God has blessed me to have such wonderful siblings, wonderful parents, and it's something that I am grateful for every day, and I want my siblings to know that. I want to show them that I respect them and I love them because they deserve that for everything that they give me, and I want to give them just as much as they give me. So now we're going to segue into health. Now this is still related to my family. My parents, my siblings, we are runners. We are outdoorsy people. We love to be outside. All summer long, we would do the Brazel boot camp, as my mom would call that. And it would be waking up at 9 a.m. You'd go out, we'd run, then we'd go on a walk, then we'd go on a bike ride. And we'd be outside from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Favorite part of the year was summer because I wanted to do those things with my family. And you know, it made me still today love being outdoors, gardening, riding my bikes, hiking, whatever it is, running. That's all because my family instilled it in me. The fifth thing that I have learned is to always find time for your health. If you don't find time for your health, no one's going to find time for your health because that is something that is important to you. When I am healthy, I feel better, I'm thinking better, I'm doing better jobs at whatever I am doing. Have that be work, have that be school. If you are overweight in your 20s, you're going to put a lot of extra stress on your bones, your muscles, your heart, your lungs, and it's not going to be good for you in the long run because when you get old, you're not going to be able to make up for all that damage. And that's something that I think about a lot, which is why I kind of motivate myself to just get out, be healthy, and do something fitness-wise about every day of the week. Number 6, this is something that I have done a lot in my life. Went on extreme diets. I have went on all the crazy diets that you could ever think of. None of that stuff is good for you. It really messed up my metabolism. Once your metabolism slows down, it's very hard to rebuild it and get it back to where you want it. Number 7, eat at home. Now this has to do with fitness and it also has to do with your wallet. My husband and I had a lot of fun going out to eat. We went out to eat probably for over a year for lunch and dinner, and I'm talking, we did it a lot. I think back now and think about all the money I wasted and all the extra calories I ate, and I think, well, maybe we should have ate a few more meals at home. Tip number 8 is to make time for travel. I have been very fortunate that my husband lives in California, and we have went and traveled there. I'd say 5, 6, 7 times I've been there in the last 3 years. Those are trips of a lifetime that I'm not going to ever probably do again. I cherish those. We have great memories from those trips. I learned a lot on those trips, and I learned that in my life, I do need to get out and travel every once in a while because it's a refresh. If you aren't a person who likes to go on long trips, you can always be a day tripper, and I'm not talking in the hippie sense. We're not doing tripping here. But day tripping is really fun, you know? Doing a staycation, there's so much to do in the area where you live right now. I guarantee it. You might think it's boring, but look into the city's history, look into the state's history. There are things to do wherever you go. And that leads me to the broad overall thing that I've learned, and that is to make experiences. This doesn't just have to do with going on trips or going to places. It also has to do with just having a good time with people. There are plenty of experiences in my life that are just me sitting with friends and family and just talking. Those experiences last forever, and they are so much more important than, anything you can ever get in your life. Number 12 is also about people, and that is to not blame others for where you are now. I know that as humans, we like to put blame on others. There are plenty of things in my life that I wish that I could blame other people for why I did them, but you can't do that because truly you are the person who made those decisions. You are the person who came to that conclusion that that is the way to do something, and it's really no one's fault but your own. Number 13, prove the haters wrong. There are always going to be people who just don't like you. Whether you cause that or not, that could be on you, or maybe it's not. There are people that I have met who just don't like my personality. They don't like who I am, and that is okay. But when there is someone who is a hater, just work harder. Keep on pushing on through because haters are going to hate, and you just got to shake it off. Another thing that I love to do to haters is to kill them with kindness. Now, sometimes this works in your favor because people that for some reason don't like you right off the bat, if you're just very nice to them, that totally changes their opinion of you. And to be nice to everyone, we can never be a bully. Now, sometimes we are bullies intentionally, and sometimes we're bullies unintentionally. I know that sometimes I can be mean, I can be bossy, I can be oblivious on how bad of an attitude I'm having towards my husband or my family. And that's something I have to rein in, because I never want to be a bully. I never want to make people feel bad, because that's just not good in life. A hard pill to swallow in life, and I've had to do it plenty of times before, is you have to be alone at some point in time. I had to be by myself, and those are the times that you actually grow the most and you learn the most about yourself, because you are thinking. You're always in your head. You're always trying to figure out what's next, and that's when you decide what you really want in life. The last thing I learned when it comes to being around people, having friends, being a good person, is always listen. One thing that would always annoy me so much is when I talk and have a whole conversation with someone and they'd be on their phone the entire time, and at the end they said, "Oh, what did you say?" And it would be a 5-minute conversation, and I would say, "Oh, never mind, I guess it wasn't important." I had groups of friends that would do this to me, never listen to me, never care about what I said. So I just dropped those friends. That is the way I deal with things. If I know something's not going well, I push it away. I drop it. I stop contacting people. Maybe that's not the best way to handle situations, but hey, it's the way that I do. One thing that really attracted me to my husband is that he listened to me. He gave me his undivided attention, and that stuck out because, man, millennials, and I know I'm going to be a little bit of a hater here, which I shouldn't, but millennials are connected to their phones way too much. And the truth is, your phone's never going to bring you happiness. Your phone's going to bring you sadness. So this thing I've learned is to work harder than all of your peers. I graduated high school early. I graduated college in 2.5 years, and I am going to be 24, and I got my master's degree from Syracuse University last year. I pushed myself. I really tried to get through school to save money and also start my life. So work very hard, because it'll pay off in the end. My hard work is already paying off. I see myself today, and I'm doing a lot better than I imagined I was going to be doing. Whoever you see that is working hard, try to be them and then try to surpass them, because that is the way that you know you are working hard enough to get ahead of everyone around you. To get ahead and work harder, you must invest in your future and go to school. Now, I took out loans for school, so I made a huge investment, and so did my family. My dad took out Parent Plus loans on 5 of his 6 kids. And all 5 of us who could go to college, we all went. We're all going to have our master's degrees by the end of this year. And we worked hard, but we all did it by investing in our future. We took out loans. We did what we had to do. But in the end, you know that if you have a master's degree, you make $1 million more in a lifetime on average than people who only have an undergraduate degree. And that's just the average. That means you can make a lot more than that. And when you have your master's degree, you just open up so many more opportunities. Here is another way to invest in your future. My husband and I made this leap even before we were married, and that is to buy a home. By renting, you're giving your money to a landlord who is just taking it. You're not getting anything out of that besides a place to stay. Once you have the opportunity to buy a home, do not hesitate. Go and buy it. You are going to make money in the long run. And trust me, it is awesome to have your own house. You get to decorate, you get to do whatever you want to it, you get to paint, you get to do so many things you can't do when you're renting. Once you own a house, you will know how good it feels to be in something that you worked hard for and that you made happen. Now we're going to move on to relationships. By the time you're in your 20s, you've probably had, a few relationships. Some people are married, some people are still dating, some people are single. Wherever you are in your life, that is okay. But one thing is, don't waste your time in relationships with boys. There are so many guys out there who never truly become men, and you don't want that in your life. You got to find yourself a true man. When I met my husband, I knew that he was the man that I wanted to marry. Just such a good person, such a good guy. I had that feeling that I wanted to be with him for a very long time. That then leads into only give trust to people who deserve it. There are plenty of friends that I've given trust to that did not deserve my trust, did not deserve my kindness, did not deserve what I gave them. And you're going to run into that in your life. It's never good for your emotions. It's not good for your future. Here's a very general thing that I have learned, and that is beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Now, this can do with your own looks, how you perceive others, or how you perceive anything in life. Everyone has a different perspective of what beauty is, so we shouldn't try to change ourselves to fit someone else's perception of what being beautiful is. The last 2 are some of the most important that if you don't care about any other tips, these are ones that you really need to listen to. The first one is be happy. If you are always upset, stressed out, angry, not thinking about how good you have it in life, you're never ever going to be happy, and you're just always going to feel like everyone's against you. The world is against you. If you're not happy, I really do feel bad for you, because life is short. Try to get things that are going to make you happy, like go on a walk, or maybe go for a run, watch a television show you like, play the instrument you like, anything. There are so many things that as humans bring us joy and bring us true happiness. Find what makes you really happy and do that when you're feeling sad, because life is much too short to be wasted on sadness. My last thing that I have learned is the thing I struggle with the most, and that is don't worry and give away your worries to something else. I give my worries away to God. I grew up in a pretty religious household. We weren't churchgoers, but we did read the Bible. We memorized Bible verses, and we loved God. I mean, God was a part of our everyday life. We knew that He was going to be there for us. Now, I, as an adult, have learned to worry a lot more. There are bills to pay. There are deadlines to make. There is a lot going on. And I sometimes get so stressed out that I will get angry or upset, and then I lash out at my husband, or I lash out at my family, whoever is around me, and I can't do that. I need to learn to just give my worries away to God. Those are my 24 things that I have learned by age 24. I feel like I've had a pretty good life so far, and I think I've learned a lot. But the truth is, you never stop learning. Every day there is probably something I could add to the list of knowledge that I have acquired. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, subscribe to my channel while you're at it, and share this video with your friends, your neighbors, your family, whoever you think this might help out in their life, or maybe you just want to laugh at me and all the mistakes I've made. I don't know. But till next time, guys, I will see ya.